Can I
I had a
interrupt?
question for Kim. I just had a question for Kim real quick. So Kim, the question now is: do you feel like you were disrespected on the panel last week?
Just by one person, and I was like trying to figure out like what I said or did. I was like, damn, like
Or who disrespected you?
you were heavily convicted about it. Other people picked up on it.
Who disrespected you?
Did he disrespect you, Kim? Like honestly, was he
I felt
passionate
like
about it?
he was
Did
very
I disrespect you, or did I
because he
disagree with you?
because it came down to where one of the topics was, and I don't want to talk about it anymore, is about worth. And basically it was alluded to, well, you're diminishing your worth. I'm like, oh, because I didn't want to have,
I didn't use those words. The question was about prioritizing career and family. And the only thing I said, and I concluded, was that as long as you
are okay with outcomes.
as long as you're okay with outcomes, and the fact that you're limiting your options is cool. The only way it's a problem is if you complain about it. And I think 2 other people doubled down on tripled down on what I said.
They just said be okay with outcomes, and I was not bitter at all. And I said I was.
Right. And I let them have it. After they talked about it, I was done with it. I think the last person that spoke on it was M. White. And I think that's when Sweeney said, hey, look, okay, why are y'all trying to get her to have kids? Because I looked at the clip today, and M. White was only arguing that if it's he firmly believes, because I actually summoned his point, because I steal a lot of these guys' points. We're like kings, I use a lot of their talking points. And the talking point I love to use that Marcus used is the fact that it depends on who's asking. If it's that ideal dream guy, then a lot of these women will yield, and we see it time and time happen. We're not basing it off specifically you. I think MY was just speaking from his experience in dealing with couples in these instances. So it was no disrespect to you. We were just clarifying that, and I think that's the reason why he lined up those questions. But Ali, and I'll let you respond. But Ali, I got a question for you. What if I told you that I challenged a woman who was married on the panel, getting ready to go out on a date with another man, and she ain't even divorced yet? I challenged her on her trying to quote the Bible and deviating at the same time. Guess what happened? Everybody came to check me and hold me accountable for checking her, which is crazy when I'm actually doing the right thing. So I was kind of shocked on that. Like, it's almost like even if you speak from integrity, you can't. You get what I'm saying? If you actually go and do the work and make sure your background is filled with what you speak from and try to live right, it doesn't matter. You have a woman on the panel that's married, about to go bust it open for another man and commit adultery in real time, quoting scriptures and telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about.
She's not even here. You're still disrespecting
Darwynn, when you say everybody, what does that mean?
Well, not what I didn't say everybody. It was just
you did say everybody.
You said everybody. You said everybody.
I take that back.
So I almost thought everybody got on you. I was like, dang, Sweeney.
A few of the women charged up against me to challenge me.
I think I did say something to him about it. I think I did say something to Bruiser when he said something about her being a heathen, and people was like, hey, why would you call her a heathen and stuff like that? And I did say, like, well, saying that she a heathen is, well, no, actually I didn't say that.
It's because if you reversed it, everybody would have the women would have went off on the person. If I was a man and I was talking about going on a date with a woman and the women knew I was married, I would have caught hell. That's why you probably said it. So, but when it's the other way, a lot of times the sisters are doing what's in their best interest. They doing their self-love. They doing what makes them happy. And this guy was wasting their energy and time. So it's like a lot of times where the community, we want to be responsible and more supportive of the women, but it's the man. Hey, treat him whatever. Like if women cheat on a man, typically we can still find a way to blame it on the man. He wasn't man enough. But if the man cheats on a woman, puts his hand on a woman, abusive towards a woman, we hold that man accountable like we're supposed to do. But there's no accountability to a lot of the sisters to when they're doing something or performing certain type of behaviors towards the brothers. And that's what we see on the panels. They'll justify that and go, it's because he didn't vet. He didn't see the red flags. She didn't love and respect them. All kind of different things, all kind of different answers are for why the woman had the right to disrespect that guy versus saying, you know what, sister, you should not go on that date. You should still respect your vows and make sure you're divorced before you go on any date with any man, because that's what that brother should do as well too. That's what we should do in the community. We shouldn't promote that.
The only thing I said was she quoted the scripture Well, she didn't even quote a damn scripture. And I said, that's not even the Bible. She said that when God made Adam was intentionally supposed to be single and be alone and have a journey. And I said, that's wrong. I said, you quoting from the book of Jezebel. And she tried to say I called her a Jezebel. I said, no, you're reading from the book of Jezebel. I didn't call you a Jezebel. And I told her the correct thing was God saw that it was not good for Adam to be alone. That's why he brought him to help me, Eve. It wasn't never I need you to venture out in the world and see how you do on your own. No, that was he deemed it not good. And when God deems something not good, you know it's the extreme.
Not only that, the guy that's going out on a date with you perceives that as well too, and he's entertaining you while he goes, man, I know she do that to me too, but I'm still entertain this. Maybe I'll get I don't have no commitment to her. Because if I was taking you on a dinner, we were going to dinner, and while I'm talking, I go, hey, I'm married too, though. I'm just letting you know right now, but I don't really love her like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm really about you. You know, you the one. Would you think I'm doing the right thing?
No.
Would you think I'm running game?
Absolutely.
That's what it be.
Here was the key though. Here was the key thing. When she made a statement saying she finna go outside or she finna go be with somebody else or whatever, I said that's why I do what I do and I talk to the men to keep these men from messing with women who are in the separation process, because 50% of couples come back from separation and they're able to reconcile, but it drops from 50 to 0% when a man is involved with a woman.
Right.
So I tell men not to be involved. And then I think we had a King Talk situation where it's on his love and marriage Huntsville thing. Where there's a dude named Ken is involved with a woman named Trisha, who's currently in a separation right now. Come to find out, she was lying. She lied to Ken on the last episode, saying that she actually divorced her husband. And her husband crying tears at the dinner table, watching his wife walk away with another man. And I said, we as men, we can't get women to do the right thing. Well, we can at least tell each other to stay away from these women, hands off. And if she really loving y'all really for each other, after the end, when the divorce is final, y'all can come together. But until that process is over with, it's a delicate situation at that point. You need to be hands off. And when I made that statement, it just blew up.
And I would add that I did say something to Bruiser about it on the show, but man, Bruiser talked later on, and I told him, I said, man, I overreacted to something that he said because I thought he said something else. But he was knowing that we had that conversation about that man who was trying to mess with a married woman, and knowing we had a 4-hour-long discussion about it, I knew exactly where Bruiser was coming from when he told her that what she was doing is wrong. Because and she was trying to tell him that he wasn't living in accordance to, you know what I mean, how he wasn't living right or he wasn't acting right. I'm like, no, Bruiser truly believes what he's saying when he's saying that you, a married woman, should not be out here dating other men because you're still married. I don't care that you're separated. You're still married. But when when he said that she was reading from the book of Jezebel, I thought, me, like a few other people, thought we heard him call her a Jezebel. When you go back and you watch it, and he says you're reading from the book of Jezebel, that's not him insulting her and calling her a Jezebel. When he said that, you heathens, we hear him call people heifers all the time, and he's speaking in general, just talking about women in general who act like heifers. But when Bruiser said you heathens, we did hold him accountable and say, man, you called her, the women was like, you called her a heathen? And then me hearing the aftermath, I was like, damn, bro, you out here calling her a heathen? But then when I watched the video back, I had a conversation with Bruiser, was like, damn, you actually wasn't wrong in what you said. You just,
I wouldn't have been wrong for calling her a heathen either.
Yeah, he would have been wrong if he called her a heathen.
Actually, I would have been wrong. I would have been right calling her a heathen.
Well,